Hi, Lee Phillips. I want to talk to you about a legal concept called fraudulent conveyance. And it's a trap, basically, for people who are in trouble. It's actually a protection for the creditors of the people who are in trouble. If you're in trouble financially, you're going to declare bankruptcy. Then you don't want to have anything in your estate to declare bankruptcy with because your creditors get everything that you have when you declare bankruptcy. So what you do is you start to move property away from yourself. If you sell it for fair market value, then you get that amount of money back, and we still have that amount of money for the creditors. But what happens if you sell it under market value, or you just give it to your kids, or you give it to somebody? Then you've made it so that your creditors don't have the benefit of that piece of property, that asset, and it doesn't necessarily have to be real property like real estate. I mean, it could be a stock or bond or a savings account, whatever it is. If you give that asset to someone, then you are, how do I put this politely, screwing your creditors? And the law says, no, we don't like that. What you have done is you have fraudulently conveyed that piece of property away from yourself. So all states and the federal bankruptcy laws have provisions that talk about fraudulent conveyance. And if the gift or the transfer for less than fair market value has been made within a certain period of time, and that time varies all over the place, depending upon the transaction, depending upon the state, depending upon whether it's federal bankruptcy. It varies pretty much anywhere between a year to 5 years, and we tend to move it up towards the 5-year mark. So if you're moving property and you're not getting fair market value for it, you're giving it away within 5 years of you declaring bankruptcy, for example, then the courts can go back and say, buddy, he gave you that, we want it back. He couldn't give you that. That's not right. And they will claw it back, is what they say. They claw it back, and then they make that property or that asset available to the creditor. So you have to be very careful whenever you're considering bankruptcy or any other type of major financial transaction where creditors are going to be affected, because they'll claim that there were these fraudulent conveyances and they can get the property back. So this is Lee Phillips, and I didn't give you all the rules. I can't give you all the rules because the rules vary widely on what you're doing, what state you're in, what court you're in, everything else. But you need to be very careful of the fraudulent conveyance rules whenever you're in trouble financially. This is Lee Phillips talking on fraudulent conveyance.